Hello, Real Talk listeners. It's your host, Glenn McDonald. How are you doing on this fine Wednesday evening? Basically, I'm really excited for tonight's show. We got our first guest in studio. I mean, we all have news guests, but this is kind of our first guest we're interviewing. Before we get to that, just a few housekeeping stuff. I want to say thank you to our 26th Facebook like, Anja Anjuri. I think that's her last name. Okay, and yeah, thank you for that. We always appreciate that. Please like our Facebook page if you think we're good enough, and also we have a YouTube channel, Real Talk with Nick and Glenn. I think that'd be it. All right. So I'm here in studio with our Cedar Performance major, Tom Althoff.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Sorry, it's Tom Althoff.
Althoff.
Oh
yes.
my God! You see, I knew I would do that. Okay. Yeah, no, it's okay. So yeah, basically, Tom here. You know, he's graduating in a few weeks. He's been a big performer this year. 2 shows, right, on the main stage at Wagner College.
Yes, 3. I had
Oh, excuse me.
Merrily We Roll Along, Spamalot, and an understudy in Cats.
I didn't know. Oh, okay. I did not know you were in Merrily Roll Along. Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
cool, awesome. Oh wait, no, I knew you were Merrily Roll Along. You had a really big part. Never mind. I'm thinking of Hello Dolly. I was like, I thought you were like driving the carriage or something. Never mind. Yeah, Merrily We Roll Along. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Actually, that's when I was first introduced to you there. I was like, oh wow, this kid's got something. And then I was like, I gotta have him on a show that at that point didn't exist yet. So I was a little, but no, now you're here, and also terrific job in Spamalot, by the way.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
really
man.
good.
Thank you.
And I was able to see Cats, but I'm sure you did a great job there as well.
Thanks.
Before we got in, I asked you to kind of I was kind of vetting you. You know, I was trying to see what your thoughts were on movies and stuff, and you gave me a big list of films.
Oh yeah.
And I'll just read off a few right now. Dark Knight, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Casino Royale, Gladiator, Inception, Social Network, Akira, Monty Python, tying the spam out there, and The Mask. So yeah, these movies, I'm just kind of, as an English major, I like to analyze this stuff, and I kind of realize all these movies have a kind of similar trait to them. They're all kind of fast-paced, either with the action or the dialogue. Because you have, you have in Social Network and The Mask, even The Mask especially, it's just like these rapid-fire comedy and jokes and dialogue. What do you think? Do you think that kind of influenced your acting choices a bit, or?
You know, I think it did. A lot of my process, especially for Spamalot, was just making sure I have the lines down pat to the point where verbatim, just reel them off back and forth. And I think a lot of those movies being fast and quick with the comedy, especially with The Mask, dealing with Spamalot, I feel that movie highly influenced me to just go over the top while rolling even more with that energy throughout the scene. And one of the huge actors that influenced me was, of course, Jim Carrey. Especially for Lancelot, in all the crazy parts, he just goes over the top.
Yeah.
Huge influence for me.
The part that I keep thinking of was in Spamalot during the big flag sequence.
Lancelot.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, Lancelot. Just how that was done and pulled off. It's just kind of a tribute. Congratulations to the actors on stage, and also the DTMs. Just a terrific, because you made it a cartoon almost at that point. I think some people, when they hear it, they don't like being called a cartoon, their performance, but this, it really, in Spamalot, obviously it works.
Yeah.
And that's a very hard, kind of hard line to cross, or being a cartoon, but also kind of having some, what was it, you're still connected to the...
Yeah, kind of blurring the lines of reality and cartoon in a way. But no, I take being a cartoon as a compliment, especially for this show, because, especially in the Monty Python TV series, you had Terry Gilliam with all of his own animation work. And just that absurdity, the amount of flying circus episodes I watched to prepare for the show was, I loved every minute of it. And I feel like that that needed to be in the show in order to respect the original group, the original Monty Python group. And I knew that needed to be a part of it as a character choice for me, or else it wouldn't do them justice.
Yeah, you and the rest of the cast really stuck with it, and I think that's what really made it work. I have a friend in the show, Joseph Cowdery.
Yeah.
And I remember he was just like, he just remember. I remember him telling me just like how he had to commit to this, like just being ridiculous.
Oh,
yeah.
The dancing was incredible.
Yeah.
The amount of work they had to do but they really pulled it off.
Do you ever find it tough to be ridiculous all the time on stage?
You know what? I just find it's so much fun.
Yeah.
You know, by the time I'm off stage, I'm like gasping for breath, but it's so worth it.
Yeah.
I just love, it's just fun for me. I don't think of it as work. It's just all fun.
It's great. Okay. Yeah. But also, I don't want to paint the picture that you just do comedic roles. Merrily We Roll Along. Would you like to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, Merrily We Roll Along. It was a lot more of a dramatic musical.
It was one of the first.
Spamalot.
It was one of the first musicals I walked out thinking a sense of like all the hope in the world and no hope, just hopelessness at the same time.
Exactly.
Again, terrific role. You played. I'm sorry, what was your character name?
Joe Josephson. He was a big name producer.
Yeah.
And in the beginning of the show, we see him where he's just he's at the bottom of the food chain, just a low life, trying to get back on his feet. But as the show continues, it goes back in time to where Joe was in his prime.
And that's such a bizarre, thing.
Yeah, it was a very interesting task for the team, for the actors, for us. But it was a great learning experience.
What was it? What was the most challenging part of that? Just kind of, because it's such an interesting character. Because like at the beginning, you feel sorry for the guy, and after a while, you still feel sorry because you know where he ends up. But you can say like, he never did anything wrong. He was just kind of, if I remember the play, the musical correctly, he never did anything wrong. He just was kind of a victim of having a kind of crazy wife, or
No, that's really what it was. He, the one thing that he knew. He knew what was going on. He knew that things were falling apart, and he didn't do anything to stop it. And I think that's what really tore him apart, that he just let it happen and hoped that things would happen for the best, but they just didn't turn out the way he wanted them to be. But
okay, really, again, like Merrily Roll Along, I would say personally for me is one of my favorite main stage shows this year.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah. I just thought, I mean. Really good job in that part, and that goes to the rest of the cast as well. But we're not here just to talk about musical theater. This is a film project. After we're going to take a quick break, but we're going to mention a few of your favorite directors. So particularly, I want to talk about Zack Snyder. So we'll talk about that in a bit. All right, okay, and we'll see you guys after the break now. I didn't know I didn't know if it was going to be immediately. I didn't know you were waiting on me. I thought.
Whenever you're ready. You're doing great.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad, right?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just gotta loosen up.
That's fine. The same thing with me every show. I have to take some.
No, this is a good learning experience for me too. This is awesome.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited to talk. I'm glad you're wearing your Batman shirt.
Yeah, man.
Talk about that.
Yeah, you guys can be totally relaxed, just like this. It's totally fine.
Totally.
Yeah, forget that this is here. It's just recording kind of what's happening. Yeah. Are you going to take a break mid-show? Or do you want a song break? Do you want to...
I thought we'd have a song break.
Okay, do you have a song in mind? You have 10 seconds to come back, but do you have a song?
It's up to you.
All right. All right, ready? A couple seconds. Ready to come back?
Okay.
Not yet. If you're ready. Just let me know.
Yes, I'm ready. Okay, everyone, welcome back to Real Talk. I have in studio Tom Althoff. Is that right that time? Okay, good.
You got it.
Yeah, basically, I want to talk about. You gave me a list of your favorite directors. They're very contemporary. You got Chris Nolan, David Fincher, and Zack Snyder. Now, when you wrote this list, you put a question around Zack Snyder. I want to know why.
The reason why I put a question mark after Zack Snyder is because some movies are hit or miss. The reason why I put his name on there was I really felt that 300 was one of his best films. Just visually, it was a beautiful film, and just the action sequences were intense, and it kept me on the edge of my seat the entire time. Where Watchmen, on the other hand, I read the book. I made sure to read the book before I saw the movie. It was, for me, of course, I had to do that.
Yeah.
And some of the directorial choices I was really iffy about, especially a scene with, like the more intimate scenes. It would play just a random song track, which just felt extremely out of place, and like some of his stuff was kind of iffy.
All of Zack Snyder's movies remind me of a cool music video,
Yeah,
but like I don't know if that
exactly.
doesn't really translate well to like a full 2-hour film.
Exactly. I feel like a lot of his films could have so much potential, but I feel like he doesn't bring them to the level where people expect them to be. I think with that kind of artistic direction. But
Yeah, it's yeah. So now I'm curious. What do you think about him kind of like taking off the DC universe here? You have Man of Steel. Did you like Man of Steel?
I could go over the whole thing with Man of Steel also had such great potential. And when you remember that it's Superman, when you think of Superman, it's not necessarily a darker tone. Where I kind of went into that knowing like, okay, this is going to be something that we haven't seen with Superman for, well, ever. He's never had like a really dark type of comic book story, and this is the first time we're seeing him on screen since Superman Returns, which wasn't the best film, wasn't the worst film, but the reason I liked Man of Steel, it wasn't great, it wasn't awful, but I recently saw a video of these editors took the color from Man of Steel and saturated it. Such bright colors, beautiful scenery.
I think I saw the same video. Yeah.
And it changed the whole tone of the entire movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to see the whole movie like this because I think it would change the entire movie in general.
Why do you think? And I think that was just a choice on Zack Snyder's part to like make all these, bring the tone down.
Yeah.
I remember when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, so. Why, I don't know, I thought something was wrong with my screen, because I thought, like, why is everything so dark? Yeah, and then, like, I was like, the whole movie's going to be like this. That was the most distracting part of it, like, just the tone, like, the literal color tone of it, yeah. And, I don't know, like, why do you think Zack, is he trying to just be new and creative? Like, I understand being creative for, like, because he has an idea. I don't think you should be creative just for, like, because you think, oh, it wouldn't just be wacky. I don't get his reasons behind it, I don't know.
I think the reason why Man of Steel was so dark, I think, is because it's to set up for the next film, the Batman vs. Superman film. And I think everyone knows that you can't have a Batman film and have it not be dark. And I think he was kind of having Man of Steel be the introduction to this next film, because in Man of Steel, like, everything falls apart. And a lot of people were complaining about that, how he let something like this happen, which I can understand, but I think the writing team, and especially Zack himself, wanted it to be that devastating in order for the next film to kind of follow that and have the main reason.
So, like, Batman will kind of rise from the rubble, and then...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw the trailer came out for Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
The next Zack Snyder movie. We talked about it on the show a few weeks ago, but what are your thoughts on it?
I loved the trailer.
Yeah?
Of course, it's kind of the same way how I felt about the first Star Wars trailer, where we didn't see enough to make a full decision of the film, but I think just enough to give us like a little taste. Like,
right.
I felt like it was a great teaser. We didn't see enough action. We didn't see enough of the plot.
You're just introduced to the world, pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be a much darker world because of what happened after the first film, and with Batman, of course.
I heard a rumor, which I'm kind of excited about, is that the entire movie, Superman will be in it, but it will not be from Superman's perspective. It's
Exactly.
people talking about Superman and everything. So, which kind of works because
Yeah.
he has his own movie, and now, it's everyone just kind of like everyone's reactions to the events in the first film.
Exactly.
That would be interesting. Yeah, I would be a lot more excited for this movie though. I think it's just because I think Zack Snyder's great at making 300, like you said.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Sucker Punch. Have you
I
seen
never
that?
saw it. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
plan on
not.
seeing it.
So I think like Sucker Punch is like what he should just stick to stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not a good movie, but for what it is, it's just mindless action, and
Exactly.
he's really good at mindless action. But
Yeah.
I don't know if for maybe Batman and Superman will change my mind. I don't know.
Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope it works too.
Zack Snyder's a really interesting career though, because this is going to sound weird. Have you seen the movie Owls of Ga'Hoole? It's like
Oh, I remember that.
You
I have
remember-
not seen it.
yeah,
but
it's okay. For some
he
reason,
directed that.
he
thing.
directed
Oh my
this
gosh,
movie.
I remember that.
and for some reason, this movie was like it had a lot of heart and soul.
Yeah.
Unlike I don't know, I don't think Man of Steel had that. I don't know, but so like
No.
these CG owls had these heart and soul.
Seriously.
and
so
not-
it can be done.
It can't. He can do it. Yeah, it's so weird. And I think if you just make Batman Owlman, you'll be okay.
Yeah. Seriously.
How are we doing on time? We're good. Okay. Let me. So like, just going into the other directors here, you got David Fincher. So he came out with the movie. I've been actually looking for an excuse to talk about this movie for quite some time now. Gone Girl.
I unfortunately have not
No.
seen that movie.
Oh,
I
no.
know, man. I know.
I was
I'm so ashamed.
as soon as he wrote David Fincher, I was like, I'm going to talk about Gone Girl. It's going to be great. Okay.
Dang it.
What is your? Why do you like David Fincher?
I love his vision that he
Mhm.
creates. Each frame just looks
Mhm.
beautiful, and Social Network, and as well as House of Cards, even.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I forgot he did those two. I was like,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Even though they were 2 episodes, it was
Yeah.
just still like it. He really put us in that world.
Mhm.
Not necessarily like, even though the actual setting could be bright and
Mhm.
but he kind of toned it down and brought it on like a more realistic level,
Mhm.
which I really connected with.
You should see Gone Girl.
I know, man.
There's
I'm so ashamed.
I think what David Fincher did with this movie was make it so make it that like dreamlike. I want to say.
Yeah.
There's like because you watch Ben Affleck as he just kind of walking about and. There's like you just kind of see something's off, but you're right. It's a sunny day, everything's fine. This would be a good, I think David Fincher would make a really good Superman because it's sunny,
Yeah.
everything's bright, everything's colorful, but there's also you can sense that there's
Exactly.
a presence there. So, I think David Fincher. I forgot what Social Network. Yeah. Great film. How'd you like the dialogue in that though? Aaron Sorkin's.
It was. I think the dialogue was really straightforward. Jesse Eisenberg's
Mhm.
lines were really, they were heavy hitting.
I think Sorkin is very similar to David Mamet, where the actors have he just writes to write, not to
Mhm.
write for the actors, and a lot of
Yeah.
actors have a lot of hard time spitting it out.
Yeah.
I think for some reason Jesse Eisenberg, he's a great actor, he's able to do it as well.
Yeah.
And then Justin Timberlake also was really good in that movie
Yeah.
too. It's strange.
Yeah.
Also, looking at the list, Chris Nolan. The reason I don't like Chris Nolan isn't purely because of just his fans. I think a lot of his fans kind of go into that fanboy range, and I'm okay with being a
Yeah.
fanboy, but like I just thought a lot of people say like Interstellar was great, and like they didn't. I think a lot of people just there's a lot of Chris Nolan haters who said no, Interstellar sucked. It's just I don't know where to.
There's a lot of controversy between a lot of his films.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to like him for his movies, and not his
Exactly.
fans get in the way. That's my problem.
Exactly. No, I completely understand. I think the biggest reason that I put him on the list was his storytelling, more specifically in The Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way him and his brother helped write the script.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like his storytelling and the way he not only does action scenes and dramatic scenes as well, it just really just kept me in that world the entire time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's also what was can you help me think of the one? It was about him and magicians. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Prestige.
Prestige.
Yeah.
I remember I saw it. I think like they put the whole movie on YouTube one night, and I remember like just being like in my bed watching it and being like, this is a really intense movie.
He does intense really
Oh wow!
well.
Yeah, it's and like even his casting choices for like putting Anne Hathaway in this movie. Like I think he takes a lot of I don't want to say risks. You know, Anne Hathaway at that point was starting drama, but still, I think I really applaud him for like putting these different like putting together an awesome team for these movies.
Exactly, and Michael Caine in almost every one of his movies.
Oh yeah, I
He's-
forgot. Yeah, he's
also a great actor as well. Which I can understand why he's in there, but
No, yeah, it's just I think Chris Nolan though also I think he kind of gets the problem where he kind of goes on to a lot of pretentiousness a little bit.
I understand.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of
I can
times
see
where
where
it's
you're
just like everything he's talking about is the most important thing ever, and that's a little
Yeah. I also have my problems with Interstellar. It's not like I love every single one of his movies, but I just like some of the choices that he makes with suspense and keeping us at the edge of our seats. Especially in Interstellar, where they would in the ships, they would just it felt like you were in the ship with them.
To be honest, like you not seeing Gone Girl, I did not see Interstellar because though it's just like everyone 3 weeks before it came out, like reviews were like just already like saying oh it's one of his worst films, saying one like and people said like oh it must be terrible. Saying that Christopher Nolan made a bad film and like this like Mount Rushmore of amazing films, even his bad film is still a great film compared to him. I don't know if that makes sense, but like
I know exactly.
I gotta so like I'm gonna wait a few more months for everything to kind of blow over with Interstellar, and just kind of watch it with just like a new, fresh perspective, or just my own perspective.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no, yeah, I'm glad you like Interstellar. I think a lot of people hate it just to say they hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And we gotta talk about Inception though too.
Yeah.
So like this was like in the middle. It was a very awkward time in his career. Just got over a great movie, but unfortunately lost Heath Ledger, and then you don't know what it's kind of next to the franchise. They're going to make one, but you don't know how it's going to be, and so in this time he makes Inception.
Yeah.
I would probably say I think I like The Prestige a little bit more, but I think I think Inception made me think a lot more afterwards.
Oh, exactly. I feel like Inception was one of those films where Warner Brothers just made millions off The Dark Knight, and they were like, "Okay, Chris, you can just make whatever movie you want after The Dark Knight," and it made everyone think a lot, and the people who didn't stay with the film kind of lost what happened. Like you had to pay attention throughout the entire film in order to find every little thing, and for it to just make it an even bigger experience.
Nolan is. People say that he's a big action guy. The one scene though that I keep thinking of though is the part where like Cobb meets his wife in the dream in the apartment, and it's her jumping from the window. Like that's like these little really intimate scenes that like I think that's what he does. It's intimacy. It's really well. Yeah. You can say that the intimacy between the rivaling Bale and the other guy in The Prestige.
Exactly.
Or between Batman and Alfred in The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Which like I'm not joking. Like I really like their bond in those movies.
Seriously,
they did a
they
good job.
That. Yeah.
Yeah. But back to Interception. I want to say Interstellarception.
Crossover.
Yeah. Inception. I thought it was. I do not like the movie though because I like the movie. My only.
It's okay. You can
My only flaw with the movie, it's a dumb flaw, but I just don't like what it did to the trailers after that. After Inception, all you hear in every trailer is.
Yeah, all those horns.
It was cool in Inception because it never was done before.
Yeah.
Okay, it was done in District 9, but it was really, really cool in this one. But now it's getting
almost in every trailer.
It was in like, oh man, we talked about this on the show before. It's just terrible, but I don't know. I don't know.
It's a lot, you know, I think, he pioneered in trailers, but then everyone is really
Really.
taking advantage of that.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. We got 2 minutes to kill before break. Do you want to move on to some of your favorite actors? You gave me a list of.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Right off the bat, we both are big Jim Carrey fans.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Really amazing. Just like his performances are so. I don't even know the right word for it. They just like. I don't know. It kind of like you watch him, and you're like, I'm watching a real life cartoon. Like you said
Exactly.
before.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
he is a cartoon in real life.
Yeah. Yeah. It's.
He's like out of another dimension.
He's. But also, there's some times though where when he becomes a real person, it's
Yeah.
interesting to watch too.
Yeah.
Before we started filming, broadcasting, we talked about Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I've not seen it. Have you
No,
seen
I
it?
haven't seen it either. No.
What have you seen any dramatic Jim Carrey movie?
Not that I can remember. No.
Yeah.
I mean, there is. I mean, Bruce Almighty isn't one of them.
No, yeah.
But
There's some, but
there
there are
are
some
some
dramatic
little
moments
scenes.
in there when
Exactly.
he's real. And
Exactly.
it's weird just because the whole movie he's been kind of a cartoon and then he
Yeah.
becomes a real person. You can maybe you can kind of blame up the script, but no, he's able to do it really well. I
Exactly.
think kind of maybe the transition between cartoon and real person is a little hard to pull off, but
Yeah.
no, yeah. I would like. What do you think about his career lately, though? You've seen Dumb and Dumber 2?
I have not seen that one.
You don't need to rush out to see it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not Gone Girl. It's not Interstellar.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's kind of like he's an older guy, but he's still
Yeah.
like going strong. Like
Really?
he's
Yeah.
like he doesn't miss a beat. I don't know. So it's like but like I'm wondering what he's doing all these weird movie choices too. He was in Kick-Ass 2.
I've yet to see that one either.
Yeah, well, he's barely recognizable in this movie too.
Yeah.
He's just he plays like this big like colonel guy and like this buff military dude and just very bizarre, but like it worked for him as
Yeah.
well. I don't know. She's such a cool actor to kind of follow too. From like I don't know, like even one of his first movies, Ace Ventura.
Yeah. Oh, the two major films that really stick out for me
Mhm.
are Ace Ventura and The Mask.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah,
insane.
yeah,
When I was a kid watching those movies, I wish I probably had as much energy as he did when I was like 5
Yeah.
years old. But
yeah.
it's just a gift that he still has that energy when, like, in his late 30s, you know?
Yeah.
And it really had a huge influence for me, especially in the shows like Spamalot or any
Mhm.
other.
I will say,
shows.
like Lance Thon's like confidence, very Jim Carrey-esque or Ace Ventura-esque. Like
Yeah.
he just like he just always knows like what to do.
Exactly.
It's really funny you bring up Ace Ventura because like Jim Carrey said he was at a dinner with Anthony Hopkins and they're talking about like how they influence their roles or like how they base their roles by and Jim Carrey said like I based mine off of Ace Ventura was just kind of like off birds and stuff. That's why he always wore like the bright colors and whatnot. And then Anthony Hopkins said like, Hannibal Lecter was also based off an animal too. So it was like crocodiles, non-blinking and everything.
Yeah.
Just what a bizarre guy making that choice, but like it really worked out too.
Seriously. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we're about to take a quick break. I'm going to listen to some nice songs. Don't know what it is. I didn't hear that chain. Okay. Whatever it could be,
Surprise.
It'll be a surprise. It'll be the final countdown. Okay, that's good. All right, well, see you in a bit. Take care. All right. Okay, love that soundtrack. So we have 10 minutes with you. I just want to before you go, I want to talk about Batman. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can tell that he is wearing a Batman T-shirt. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a YouTube channel, Real Talk with Nick and Glenn. That's neither here nor there. Okay, so now about Batman. So what makes you like, from an actor's perspective, what makes you interested in this character?
Well, the thing that really got me into superheroes initially was when I was a kid, I would always watch the Batman animated series, Superman animated series, and that's kind of what it's what I looked up to.
That was your Batman.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I had T-shirts as a kid, all the action figures, and it kind of stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
Until, like, I would be in phases in and out, like Star Wars, Harry Potter, the Spider-Man
Mhm.
movie, the usual. But then The Dark Knight came out in, like, 2008, and that changed my whole vision of the character for me.
Mm.
It's like, knowing that something that's been with me since I was born, and just have it evolve into something more powerful and so meaningful, it changed everything. And I think after that moment, it just made me stick with the character even more, just to see him grow, and as I grew as well.
That's interesting. Oh, you two, like, oh wow, how, like, there's a transformation going on.
Exactly.
Oh, really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a new Batman, Ben Affleck.
Mhm.
A lot of flack for this for this choice.
Batfleck, yeah.
Bad flack. What do you think about this?
At first, I was I wouldn't say taken aback. I was just like, oh, really?
Mhm.
Especially, I haven't seen his Daredevil. I was told not to watch his Daredevil film.
Yeah, yeah. It's,
And so
really
I kind of
goofy.
just avoided that. But after seeing how he's building himself,
mhm.
especially, he's jacked.
Totally,
He's
yeah.
really putting 100% of himself in this character, and I'm excited to see how he turns out.
Yeah, it's when I first heard of it, like everyone just kind of jumped down his throat. Said,
Exactly.
like, terrible. Like, you know, you haven't.
Which isn't fair.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. You're basing him off movies that came out 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Also, it was really weird because like just 2 months prior, everyone was like, he should have been nominated for Argo. You know?
Yeah, he's an incredibly talented actor.
Yeah.
He's been through so much throughout his
Mhm.
entire life, and to come out and do something that he's never had this much, for such a big role as Batman.
Yeah.
Like, this is his moment to shine.
And you mentioned before like how he's getting physically bigger himself.
Yeah, exactly.
This is our biggest Batman yet.
It really is.
Yeah. So, what a but like and from what I've seen in Gone Girl too, I've seen his other dramatic roles, but Gone Girl especially, just like a lot of people are worried about him playing you know, Bruce Banner or Batman. Some people say he make a great Batman, but not a good Bruce Banner. That's the Incredible Hulk. No,
Yeah, Bruce
Wayne. Oh man.
I know, the names are pretty,
Oh, boy,
they're similar. But.
Yeah, so he'd make a good Batman, not a good Bruce Wayne, or vice versa. And the thing about Gone Girl is that like, he kind of plays all these different. I mean, it's the same role, but in these different lightings too.
Yeah.
So, and like everyone always struggles with character. Like, is Batman really Batman, or is he really Bruce Wayne? Is there a man underneath that cowl? And I think Ben Affleck's the perfect one to pull it off. You know.
Yeah, I agree. Because there's so many. Because I'm also a huge fan of the books. I use the books as like my resources as I look at these movies and see what they can pull from it. But now there are so many graphic novels. How is Batman the person, or is Bruce Wayne
Yeah.
the person? It kind of.
Do you have an answer to that, or?
It's a tough one.
People have been
It's
debating
a
it for a
really
while. I
tough
didn't
one.
expect you to. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously, you have Bruce Wayne as a child, and then kind of the essence of Batman kind of teaches him to become this powerful human being, and the way I like to think of it is that Bruce Wayne is being trained and disciplined by the essence of Batman. And I feel like the essence of Batman can not only influence Bruce Wayne, but also Dick Grayson, the rest of the Bat family, as like Robin, Batgirl. So I feel like the essence of Batman is not a person. I feel like it's just a way of life.
Cool.
It's really
which kind of
deep, but-
which kind of works because you know, like in Dark Knight, you see him training as a ninja, and like you know,
Exactly,
ninjas are
yeah.
a way of life, I
Wow, I
guess.
just got a really deep
that was
tone
a
right there,
good
but I
job.
didn't mean to take it there.
No problem. No, we love it. We love it. But if you were at Warner Brothers and you could cast a Batman, who would it be?
Ooh, that's another tough one.
You could
Shane gesturing myself, no way. I think an actor that I've always been intrigued is I don't know if you know Matthew Bomer.
Okay, that sounds really familiar, yeah.
Yeah, he's on that television series White Collar.
Oh, yeah, ooh, yeah, he's a pretty guy, yeah.
Yeah, I could also picture him as a Superman type role.
I see him more as Superman,
Exactly,
though,
yeah. But it's really tough to find that dark,
Mm-hmm.
edgy feeling of Bruce Wayne.
Mhm.
But yeah, we'll see if any actors
Mhm.
come out from.
For me, I would choose, I don't know if you know here, Richard Armitage. He's from, he was Thor in Oakenshield in the Hobbit franchise.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a good call.
He's,
I agree with that.
People were talking about him for a bit. I was like, yes,
Yeah.
yes, and I was like, and Ben Affleck. So like that was I was like, oh, could have been Richard Armitage. This guy, I knew him growing up, not personally, but like I would watch he played like a villain on this like Robin Hood show,
Okay.
and he was like he was just like very like it was a very campy show, and he played like this very not really one dimensional, I don't know, but just like you've seen this villain before, like it's just
Yeah.
like a classic villain, but he did really well, and he was always brooding, and I would love to see that as
Oh, totally.
Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are we doing on time, Shane? We're good. Okay. Okay. So what are your hopes for Batman v Superman? Like, what do you want to see?
I want to see something that, of course, a lot of films don't necessarily go back to the source material as the comic books.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope they stick to the Dark. It's obviously based on the graphic novel The Dark Knight Returns,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm hoping they kind of stick with that because I feel because that book has been known to be like one of the greatest comic books of all time,
Mm-hmm.
dealing with political issues, society, and just making a statement. And not
Mhm.
many. It's very few. It's not often you see comic books about superheroes,
Mhm.
impacting, having such a huge
Mhm.
impact on a person's way of life.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hope this film is just as powerful as the book was.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see what happens. I don't know if Zack Snyder or David Goyer, the writer, is gonna.
David Goyer I have a more problem with, but yeah.
I don't know why he's still on
Yeah.
that team, especially what he said about Hulk.
She's very, I don't know. Yeah.
He's just not. He's not a good man.
I feel like if they got like a DC fanboy to be a writer,
Exactly.
he would be, yeah, that's
Exactly.
exactly what happened. Also, he didn't write Dark Knight. I think it was mostly Chris Nolan.
Yes,
Yeah.
which was a good decision.
Yeah. Before we have you go off, I just wanted just kind of hear a little bit from Whitehaven College's own real Batman. What are your plans? Graduation is in a few weeks. If you don't.
Yeah. I'm excited. I think my plan is I'm going to stay in Manhattan, get a few side jobs
Mhm.
just to help pay for rent, and just being available for calls,
Nice.
auditions. We'll see what happens, man. I'm excited.
We're excited to see where your career. Remember us, little people.
Oh, of course. I gotta come back and visit, man.
I was hoping you would say that. Awesome. Perfect. It's the reason I like doing these interviews is because you never know where people are going to be in 10 years. And I like to think that hopefully people are going to look back at this interview and say like, wow, Glenn McDonald got the chance to interview Tom Altoff.
Yeah, Tom Altoff, who
Even
almost
though he-
embarrassed himself.
Or people will be like, Glenn mispronounced Tom Altoff's name, so that's...
It was planned. It was
Yeah.
planned. It was a joke.
Yeah. No, that's what we'll tell him.
Yeah, exactly.
Terrific. You're a true performer. I only knew you for a year, but I can't wait to see where life takes you.
Thank you so much, man.
How are we on time, Shane? We're good. Okay. So just wrapping things up. Good night. Good luck. And we're actually going to bring in another theater performance major here at Wagner, Sam Foran. So take care. Feel like I should hug you or something.
Dude, yes, we should.
Here's a minute. So you
Oh,
want to get salmon, you got like
that was
40
awesome.
seconds.
All right, cool.
Dude,
Good job, man.
thanks, man. You too. I honestly,
Your radio
I want to
premiere.
come back. I wish
If you're interested, we'll have you back. Yeah.
Totally, man. This is awesome.
It's great.
Sam, you ready? You're on the Tom, you can stay in here if you'd like.
Right in here?
Yeah,
Okay, cool, man.
This actually doesn't look like a stable seat. You want to sit here?
Yeah, if
You
you
wanna
guys, huh?
Stay.
Yeah, I might chill for a little bit.
No,
yeah.
definitely talk.
If you guys ever need,
Should I
Alright,
sit
so
here?
you had 10 seconds, so you can sit right
oh
here.
damn,
I'm
okay.
nervous.
Don't worry about it.
Do you want me to close this door?
I'll. Yes,
I can
please.
just sit here.
Yeah, we'll.
You know what, I'll bring him in on a song if you want to just like talk to him about what you're going to talk about for a second.
Okay, yeah, we're just going to talk about just pretty much all about you. You know, ever seen like Inside the Actor Studio type stuff? It's just going to be like what if there's a movie you really want. Is there a movie you're really interested? You want to talk about?
I don't know.
Okay, well, it's just going to be.
I'm like not a movie buff. Like that's why I was
That's what
like.
you cut these
okay.
out too.
Sure.
We'll just ask you like what movies like influenced you or stuff, just like that, or your favorite movie. So
I'll roll along with you.
perfect. Okay.
You got it, I believe in you. Alright, Glenn, I'm going to bring you back with the 20th Century Fox.
Okay.
Alright, here we go. Ready? And so you're going to want to talk like directly, like,
Right here.
yep, like it's pretty close. You
And
can
make
maybe
love to the
closer
mic.
if you want. Yeah, make love.
Yeah, man.
Does that would use it?
You gotta
The mic is
an
been
essential.
with a few
You
people.
gotta love the mic will love you back.
Very true. Alright. So you'll be back in 20 seconds.
This
Don't be nervous. Yeah.
Tom, you
it's
did this for an hour?
Was it
No,
an hour?
no,
It didn't
no,
feel
it
like
was-
an hour.
Wow, you know what? We only have like 10 minutes left.
Yeah, that's what I was
Was
worried
it
about.
I
Sorry.
only have 10. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
not as nervous anymore.
Yeah.
I was so nervous.
Yeah, we're not. Don't worry. We're gonna keep going. Alright. Hello, everyone, and we're back. I'm in studio here with Sam Foreign. This show is really taking shape. I got interviewers and interviewees and everything. So, Sam, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing really well. Thank you so much for having me, Glenn. I've never done radio before.
It's
I'm nervous because I feel like my voice is annoying.
it's fine. That's fine.
It's
You're
not
not
annoying.
screaming or anything. It's perfect.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So basically, for those you don't know, Sam Foreign recently was in a production of Cats. One I did not get a chance to see, unfortunately. So
Oh, great.
yeah, I know. But no, I heard terrific things though. It was a wonderful production, I hear. So
No, yeah, it was
yeah.
really great to be a part of it. I've never really considered myself a dancer, so when I got cast in it, I was really like nervous about it, but
Mhm.
it was really something that was great for me to challenge myself with, especially to end on that kind of note, to work that hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, prepare
right.
something,
So basically, though, I wanted to ask you, like, why did you get into acting? Like, how'd you get into acting?
Mhm.
Was there a certain movie you saw, or just a performer that you really enjoyed?
When I was younger, I was actually really into the musical movies from the 60s.
Oh, cool.
And I guess I'd never differentiated the time period, so I was like, oh, these movies, Anne Margaret is 20 still. Like, from Bye Bye Birdie. I never really realized, so I would watch Bye Bye Birdie over and over again. I
Mhm.
would watch The Sound of Music over and over again, and
Mm-hmm.
I was fascinated by not only like the time periods and how vast everything could be, but by like the beautiful sounds that they were able to make, and I think that's kind of
Mhm.
why I got into musical theater. It was from movies, really.
And you were in Merrily We Roll Along, too,
I
right?
was, yeah.
That takes place in the 70s, 60s?
Yeah, so it kind of goes backwards in time. So we start in the 70s and then we
Okay,
end up in the 50s.
So that was cool. So it was a nice end of the year performance, too, for you to,
Yeah, especially because it was a Sondheim piece. And yeah.
So these 60 musicals, was Singing in the Rain one of them?
You
that
know,
enjoyed?
I've never seen, but I've seen clips from Singing in the
Yeah.
like the Debbie Reynolds, of
Yeah.
course. I've never watched that movie.
Oh really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's your. Oh, that'll be awesome.
I know. I
That-
probably
you-
should have watched that movie.
Now you have an experience ahead of you.
I have it. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Well, what was one of your favorite musicals or movie musicals?
Movie musicals. I know I think Bye Bye Birdie was the first ever musical I was ever in. So I was
Really?
obsessed with the movie.
Oh,
I would
okay,
watch it
cool.
over and over. It's funny, like when you're younger, I know this from like my little cousins, like they could sit and watch a movie over and over and over again and still get that same magical experience from it.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of can relate to that. When I was younger, I was able to just sit and watch those movies over and over again.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I guess I kind of grew out of it after a while, like those
Mhm.
types of movies, and then I kind of got with the program. It was like, oh, we're in the 21st century.
There's not many musicals coming out today.
Mhm.
I mean, the last big one was Les Mis.
Right.
What would you say? What is your favorite musical that came out recently?
Like within the past 10 years or so, I definitely think Les Mis was great, especially for it kind of like brought the community back in a little bit, especially with such amazing reviews and popularity and how it was nominated for all these Oscars. I love Chicago, that came out a few years ago.
Mhm.
That was like one of the few movies that I actually like better than the musical.
Really?
I think they did such a good. Catherine Zeta-Jones was awesome.
Mhm.
I liked Richard Gere and Renee Zellweger in it.
The director of that movie, I forget his name, but Rob Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, was it Rob Marshall? Maybe. You looking like my producer, like you would know, but apparently not.
You should know.
It's he also did Into the Woods.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So have you seen Into the
I
Woods?
have seen Into the Woods.
Okay. What are your thoughts on it? I'm very mixed. I love talking to performance fans about this.
You know what's funny? I'm not one of those like annoying performance managers who's like, oh, like it wasn't the play. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
kind of took it for what it was, and I thought that the acting was great, and I enjoyed it. I watched it with my mom, and we really
Yeah.
liked it. And I think Meryl Streep is in. She likes.
Yeah, I thought it was a.
Did you like it?
My only problem with it, like, I just thought, like, I remember watching the movie, like, oh, that's a really cool set piece, and that's a really cool set
Mhm.
piece, but not thinking, like,
Did it take you out of the story a little bit because it was so much?
just, it was like,
going
I
on?
was like, this doesn't feel like a forest, this is a very 2D setting.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from with
Yeah,
that.
but-
Absolutely.
And then I compare that to Les Mis, which I think is kind of a landmark in musical theater.
How did you feel about the close-ups? Because I know that's what everyone was talking about.
I did not mind it, I don't know.
I didn't mind it either.
Yeah, I didn't like I didn't like how they had that emphasis, like, oh, we're filming this live, you know,
Mhm.
like, this is real sound. I'm like, that's cool, like,
And
that's
honestly,
what you guys do
no one
every
would have
night.
noticed differently.
Yeah,
Like, it wouldn't
yeah.
have mattered.
It was a cool effect, I guess, but, like, it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
But no, it was, it was just, like, that whole scale. I think Into the Woods was missing scale,
Okay.
but Les Mis, like, I can tell this is a world, and you can really get behind it, you know?
Yeah. I've always loved that musical. It was my last ever high school musical that I was in.
Oh,
So
nice.
I think the movie came out like a year after I graduated, so I was really excited to see it, and I think it really delivered. I think it was
Totally.
a beautiful story.
Yeah, it's the guy who did it also. Tom Hooper or Hopper.
Yes.
He was actually supposed to do a Freddie Mercury biopic, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, and then that got
Did it get canned?
it got canned. You know who's supposed to play him? Sacha Baron Cohen.
I love Sacha Baron Cohen.
He would have been great for
Borat.
Freddie Mercury. Oh my god.
He was
Yeah.
great in Les Mis, wasn't he?
He was in Late. You're right.
He-
Oh,
yeah.
They already worked together. It could have happened.
Yeah, it should have happened. We should campaign plan maybe then.
that would work. Yeah, that would work. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah. What other
Like directors.
yeah, what other directors do you like?
You know what's funny? I have never really thought about directors, and I guess I should have, especially coming from like my major, until I saw the movie Memento, and
Oh,
that was
interesting.
Nolan.
Yeah.
And I guess I was fascinated because I think he has the ability to be versatile, but he's also true to himself,
Mhm.
like in his stories. Did you see the movie Memento?
I did not. That's the one Nolan movie I did not
Oh,
see.
you need to see Memento. It was so good.
Oh man, this show is just kind of an excuse for me to like find movies I need to watch.
Okay, well,
so
add that to the list.
I'll add to the list. Like,
Memento was great.
yeah.
But other than that, I guess I never. I mean, obviously, like there's the who did Christmas, the Halloween.
Tim Burton.
Hmm?
Tim Burton.
Tim
Tim
Burton.
Burton. Oh,
He has
okay.
a style of his own, which is unique
Yeah.
to Tim Burton.
Yeah.
But I guess I never really got on that train.
I would like to see. He's a very. I'd like to see like a musical by Tim Burton. I
That'd
think
be
he is a
cool.
very.
I think he works with Helena
Different.
Bonham. Yeah, I think they would work. Yeah.
Helen Bonham Carter. Oh yeah, I'm surprised. They divorced, but
He's
yeah.
divorced, maybe not now. But
Yeah.
like, I'm surprised they never did a musical.
Yeah,
together.
she is a good singer too.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's funny you bring up Chris Nolan. Tom talked about him at length.
Yeah, Tom is crazy about Batman.
I was just wondering, like, I don't know, just kind of funny to point out that, like, particularly kids in our age, young adults, young men our age, really like Nolan.
Like the superhero type of Nolan, or do you think?
I no, just anything Nolan. I don't know. I think I don't know. We mentioned this before. Like Nolan had like a fanboy. You know, his fans kind of ruined his movies for him.
Oh,
but-
maybe. I think
I don't
it's because he's a storyteller, but he's not afraid to be edgy, and he's not afraid to take risks, like
Mm.
with his direction, especially in Batman. So I think people are
Yeah.
intrigued by that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Okay. Also, who's your favorite actor? We talk about directors. I always wonder about actors.
Actors. So I guess I'm kind of typical in this. I'm always impressed by actors or actresses who are able to bring themselves, but able to be versatile. So like, I think Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep, especially, because like,
Yeah.
I guess they're the obvious
It
ones.
doesn't get better than that. Yeah.
It really doesn't get better than that. Like you're like, oh, that's Meryl Streep, that's Tom
Mhm.
Hanks, but like they are always able to be versatile and play different roles and be
Mhm.
believable in that.
Mhm.
And I just think it's amazing to watch them transform, but kind of stay true to who they are. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Not like I know the person. I'm like, hey, Meryl, like, great job. But yeah, I
Um,
think that, yeah, for sure.
no, yeah, I saw Meryl Streep, in I forget what movie it was. She was in Manhattan, the Woody Allen movie, for like, she was in like 2 scenes.
Mm.
She made her presence
Did she
known.
steal the?
Yeah, and this was
Yeah.
like early Meryl Streep, and she's also, her daughter is making waves too. She was
Yes.
on Newsroom. Man, like anything she does is we're in an acting class together,
Yes.
and our professor goes on at length about
About Meryl Streep. And, yeah. It's like a master class in how to act for a camera.
Yeah.
Like she's always so present and
Mhm.
you know, she's a seasoned veteran. But then I also like a lot of new up and coming actors and actresses. I think Rachel McAdams is extremely talented.
Mhm.
I love her.
Mhm.
And I think Bradley Cooper's great.
Bradley Cooper. Yeah. What do you think about American Sniper? Real thoughts, real.
You know what? I didn't see American Sniper. Did you?
It's don't fear the hype. No, the hype is just.
That's
too-
what I've heard. Yeah.
It's like it's a fun. It's just a kind of an action movie. Really, it doesn't really deliver on heart.
That's like the one type of genre I can't fully get into.
Action
Is
movies?
I'm just so bored. Like I just don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah, I get that.
You know, I don't know. Like I went to go see Die Hard, the latest Die Hard movie a few years ago with Michael,
Oh yeah.
and I was just like, who cares? Like,
I get you. Yeah. But to do people's credit, I think people have the same thing about musicals as well. So I think.
probably,
yeah.
probably like, why is he singing?
Yeah, so different strokes, different folks. Sam,
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming in. I was just wondering what's your plans after graduation?
You know, I'm gonna start getting on the audition bandwagon. If you're looking for a singer, contact Glenn.
Okay.
No, I definitely want to try to make my presence known in the city. I definitely
Mhm.
want to start auditioning. This semester was kind of crazy with CAT, so I didn't get to audition as much as I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But as of now, kind of gonna stay with the musical theater route.
Yeah.
The film class, I think I still need some work.
I don't know. You're too hard on yourself. You had a really nice scene the other day.
So did you, Glenn.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
We really like having you.
Absolutely. Too bad Tom took up all the time.
Sorry about that.
Bring me back.
Well, of course. This, I don't know if you heard, but this show is kind of an outlet for me to like, when you guys become, famous. The segment is called Before They Were Famous.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so when you guys, make it big, people will look at the first interview you're in, and
Why is he talking smack about Bruce Willis? They would have said no.
No,
Bruce
I
Willis.
was hoping they would think like, oh wow, that kid Glenn's got some moxie, so I
You
get
do
to,
have some
I just get to ride in your coattails a bit.
Thank you.
So just kind of wrapping up the show here. Thank you to Sam Foreign and Tom Altoff.
Mostly Sam Ford.
And Shane Erder, my producer, who great
Shane.
Shane's Joey Dalton for helping us film. Speaking of Joey Dalton, please donate to his Kickstarter, Justice for Justice 3. He's making a full-length movie. That'll be really cool. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Also, check out Justice for Justice 2. That's really fun movie, too. All right. As for Real Talk, I'm Glenn. Real Talk, stay in school.